So yesterday I looked at how Lucee supports the idea of an ordered or linked struct using a slightly different struct notation. So instead of doing something like my data, right, and then putting key value pairs in using these braces, we could use the bracket, and we could do my data equals, and here using brackets instead of the braces, we could do key value. And what this will do is say that A value, B value, C value. What this will do is make the iteration of these keys in this data structure predictable, whereas the iteration of the keys in a brace-based data structure is unpredictable. Now, within the boundaries of your ColdFusion application, you'll probably never need to use a ordered or linked struct because the intent of the struct is that the order of the keys is irrelevant, right? It's just a bag of properties. It's a bag of key value pairs. Where this notation will become really helpful is when crossing the ColdFusion boundary into an external system. One such system in which the order of keys is critical is the MongoDB document database. So to demonstrate how important that is, what we're going to do is grab a collection in a MongoDB database and then try to create two indexes. Well, we're going to try to create the same index twice, an index where the keys are ordered ZOA, but we're going to use one ordered struct and one default struct. And then we're just going to grab the indexes and dump them out and see what happens. So if you recall from my database index design article, the order of the keys or the columns or the properties in an index is critical because of all the left prefixing and how indexes work. So essentially when we create a column ZOA, we create a set of columns ZOA in this index, that is really important for our application logic, which means that we need that index to be created with ZOA. But now if we jump over into the browser and we run this page, what we can see is that here is the index created via our ordered struct, and we're getting, in fact, the columns ZOA, right, just as we wanted ZOA, but the second index was created using OZA, and this is using the normal struct. So in the previous post, I had talked about how anecdotally a default struct, the normal struct in ColdFusion, is actually using an alphabetical sort, and we can see here that that's not actually even true, right? We had OZA, so we're not even in alphabetical order, and we're in a seemingly random order, which makes sense because the key iteration in a default struct is unpredictable. And if we refresh, what we'll see is this order actually changes. So we have OZA, OAZ, AZO, right? It continues to change because, again, the ordering of the keys in this brace-based default or normal struct is unpredictable, which means that when we use this struct to define an index, the order of the keys in that index is unpredictable because it's based on the iteration of this object. So again, huge takeaway here, being able to use an ordered struct within the boundary of a ColdFusion application, probably not so relevant. But the moment you cross over the boundary of the ColdFusion application into an external system like MongoDB, especially a system like MongoDB where the order of keys in their maps are critical, suddenly that ordered struct, that linked struct, becomes a huge benefit and is going to allow us to communicate with MongoDB databases as well as other third-party systems with much less effort. And that's really, really exciting. If you've ever done MongoDB work, you'll see that people often jump through these like really crazy hoops where they have to call parse, and then they're like handcrafting their JSON documents, you know, where we could do like Z1, right, O1, etc. I'm not going to type it all out. And they're doing all this madness because they're trying to cross that boundary from a world where structs are unpredictably iterative into a world where the order of the structs is critical. And now, with that ordered struct, that linked struct, that's just going to be so much easier. And that is just awesome, just outstanding.